just set some lap times on Gran Turismo Sport, and now it's your turn.
This car's wicked. I like this car. I could definitely go quicker. 350, 360. You just got to practice and practice and practice to get the right lines. I can't wait to see what times you get.
PlayStation.
We had no idea what our future really held. And I said, please, dear God, if there's one wish you could grant me, to become a race driver someday in my life.
rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Our social community is you guys. You're gonna get to interact with us in the shop, live, over the internet, in order to help with this build.
Well, who do we have?
Good to see you.
Yeah, Andrew, nice to see you.
How are you, buddy?
Hey,
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
We got something for you.
It's pretty exciting.
Oh, no.
PlayStation. PlayStation.
プレイステーション PlayStation
You're unbelievable, so unbelievable. You ruin everything, oh, you better go home. I'm unbelievable, yeah, I'm undefeatable, yeah. Let's ruin everything, blast into the back row. They so presentable, young, and so ingestible. Step, run like a electable safe, and I can't stand it. This is a letter, my word, it's the movement of the sound. Alive and dead against the ones that play it. Velocity starts to make you sweat, then just don't let go. 'Cause the emergency room got no vacancy. Tell me, who do you trust? Do you trust? And we just get up and go. Who they want you to be? Who they want you to see? Kill the party with me and never go home. Who they want you to be? Who they want you to see? Just leave the party with me and never go home.
PlayStation
Peggy 3.
Welcome to the world of Gran Turismo Sport. In this volume, we're going to talk about the cars appearing in Gran Turismo Sport. The cars in Gran Turismo Sport are divided into a number of different classes. The first on the list is the Group N class, which consists of stock production cars. According to the maximum horsepower of the individual cars, the group is further divided into smaller divisions, from the driver-friendly N100 class sports cars with up to 100 horsepower to the 1000 horsepower hypercars and monster-tuned cars in the N1000 class. There is a large variety of unique cars represented here. The Group 4 class includes your base-level race cars. This is equivalent to the real-world GT4 class that has picked up in popularity over recent years. The class includes production cars prepped with baseline race modifications, with an interior stripped for weight reduction and a roll cage added for driver protection. The seats are of course replaced with racing bucket seats. Exterior modifications are kept to a minimum, with relatively simple aerodynamic parts. The power is modest, and so are the weight reductions. This is a class that represents entry-level race cars that are easy to drive. For example, the Mustang Group 4, Vantage Group 4, NSX Group 4. The main stars of Gran Turismo Sport are the Group 3 cars, equivalent to the GT3 category in the real world. Group 3 cars still maintain the look of the production cars, but are made wider with large fenders to contain the massive racing slick tyres. In terms of aero modifications, these cars receive the highest level of modifications for cars based on production models. And the complex body parts produce powerful downforce on the track. Weighing in at roughly 1,350 kilograms with 550 to 600 horsepower, all cars are restricted to rear-wheel drive drivetrains. These are truly purebred race cars built to race from the ground up. As one unique feature in Gran Turismo, Cars that do not have GT3 versions in the real world appear in Gran Turismo Sport in Group 3 incarnations. Cars like the Mazda 6 Group 3, the Jaguar F-Type Group 3, and cars with futuristic forms such as the Toyota FT1 Vision Gran Turismo Group 3 and the Peugeot Vision Gran Turismo Group 3 all appear in this category. The top category of cars in Gran Turismo is the Group 1 class. These are cars which are typically called prototypes in the real world of racing. With a body that achieves low air resistance and high downforce, the cars weigh in at around 900 kilograms and produce over 1,000 horsepower. These machines exhibit an incredible level of speed, both on the straights and in the corners. Not only that, as true endurance races, they are made easy to drive to allow long hours of driving without stress. Cars that competed in the famed Le Mans 24-hour race, including the Audi R18, the Toyota TS030, and Peugeot 908, as well as concept car-based models such as the Mazda LM55 Vision Gran Turismo and the SRT Tomahawk Vision Gran Turismo belong in this Group 1 class. In Gran Turismo Sport, there are also rally cars for off-road tracks. In the World Rally Championships of the 1980s, there was a legendary class of monster machines called Group B. Their extreme speed gave rise to numerous accidents, which eventually led to the class being abolished altogether. The Group B machines of Gran Turismo Sport brings this class back to the modern day. These are all four-wheel drive off-road monster machines exceeding 500 horsepower. The Ford Focus, Subaru WRX, Lancer Evolution, and Ford Mustang. And last but not least in any respect, there is a class of cars that do not fit into any of the above, in a class called Group X. The Group X category contains cars like the Mercedes-AMG Vision Gran Turismo, Chaparral Vision Gran Turismo, Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo, and SRT Tomahawk Vision Gran Turismo, the fantastic hypercars and super race cars that were born in the world of Gran Turismo. Real production cars, full race cars, beautiful concept cars, and race-modified Gran Turismo original race cars. These unique machines are modelled with extreme precision both on the exterior and interior to a level never seen before. The unmatched detail and meticulous beauty is sure to enthrall the viewer, and you can drive all of these cars in Gran Turismo and drive the feel, sounds, performance and speed. All these sensations produce unique individual characters for each car. 150 cars will appear in Gran Turismo Sport.
PlayStation
First time I heard about the idea for us to design a car for GT6, I actually didn't quite believe it at the same time. I thought it was pretty amazing opportunity for us.
BMW stands for sheer driving pleasure, and this fits very much to our cooperation.
グランツーリスモがすごいわけじゃないんですよ。グランツーリスモに収録されている車を作っている人たちがすごいんですね。そのエネルギーがグランツーリスモを通じてプレイヤーに伝わっている、そういうことだと思いますね。
As you know, we do concept cars, but we rarely do concept cars that can drive, full on like they do in the virtual world of GT6. That's pretty much a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Our engineers on the one side and on the other side, our designers worked very hard through several months.
The design process behind this car is similar to what we usually do, but maybe in a much more compact version, if you will. Everything we did, aerodynamic functions as well as all the other technical functions, are not just a design issue. It has to work really well. I mean, it's designed and conceived, engineered actually to race. Engineered in the virtual world, but engineered to race and win.
ビジョン GT カー、どこが BMW らしいかというと、まずコンパクトなサイズ、それと前後の、張り出した、オーバーフェンダー、 ボクシーなところはボクシーで残していて、でもきちんとモダンでエレガントなラインも入っていて。
I think when you look at the car, you'll see typical BMW proportions with the short front overhang, the long hood, the rearward cabin, but all of that in an extreme package, basically. Super low, super wide. So the first impact from this car is going to be just like pure BMW racing feeling. You will see as well some typical BMW icons, the kidneys, the double round headlamps, the L-shaped tail lamps, the Hofmeister kink. All of that are things that you find on our production cars, and you will find on that car as well. It's this red thread that goes through every BMW that is essential to what we do. This car is pure BMW sportiness, pure BMW dynamics. It's a precise driving machine that just looks the part and actually drives exactly the way you expect a BMW to drive.
inside of 10.
Ahí está el duelo de frenadas, se la lleva ahora mismo López y primero el español.
McLaren Vision GT is a visceral experience. It puts you at the forefront of the vehicle. You really get the sensation of speed and the dynamic nature of what McLaren is.
We want to break new ground, we want to innovate. This car, this design really does do that. It really puts the driver and the game player at the centre of the action.
The Ultimate Vision GT was built on the hybrid powertrain. With that, we were able to push the boundaries of what that platform was able to achieve. The design process starts off with sketching through some concepts. We'll then transition that into digital renderings and the clay model that represents the initial concept of the vehicle.
Another really exciting tool we use is the Powerwall. So we're able to look at detailed design, proportions, front overhang to rear overhang.
We then begin to look at the volumes in 3D development, and that's where the VR came in. Being able to get within the cockpit, understand the driving position, the person using the car, as well as the design of it.
From the game player's point of view, the driving experience in this car will be like nothing else. The amazing glass cockpit, this sort of motorcycle driving position. So your head is very far forwards, almost right above the front axle.
It pushes the driver to really drive fast.
It allows you to get these great views through the car, through the suspension, through the wishbones. You can see exactly where the apex of the corners are, so you can really shave all those milliseconds off each lap.
As you come into a corner, the brakes glow, the suspension moves, the turbo noise and the popping noises of the exhaust that really make it a special experience.
Every surface is shrink-wrapped. We use layers to guide the air both inside and outside the panels. The form is communicating exactly what the car's intentions are. For us, it's the ultimate expression of what our design pillars and principles are. It's not only the best car on the track, but it has to feel like it's the best car on the track. The carbon fibres, the titanium, we've been able to indulge and put them all into this car.
It was really exciting to work on a design with literally no limitations. So looking at the use of carbon, low drag paints within the interior materials, looking at grip, comfort, zoning, support for the driver. And we could really develop some new ideas that have never been thought of before.
The McLaren Ultimate Vision GT, it's a sensory overload, incredible sound, acceleration through the roof.
The sensation of speed, the forward visibility.
The way it looks, it's a stunning looking car.
The dynamic nature of the way a McLaren, and especially an Ultimate Series McLaren performs, is what separates it from any other vehicle in the game.
Heaven.
The Ultimate Vision GT is the ultimate in performance.
The goal of Gran Turismo is to represent all sorts of motorsports and all sorts of cars and racing styles from around the world, the beauty of cars and of racing. NASCAR is the heart of motorsports in America. It holds a special place in the hearts of many Americans, so I'm very excited to finally be able to add NASCAR to Gran Turismo 5 for everyone to experience.
Gran Turismo is the preeminent driving game in the world today, so for NASCAR to be represented and a title like that is really something that's special to us. The NASCAR drivers are big fans of Gran Turismo. Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself actually came to us and said, you really need to look at Clifty Digital. They're a great developer, the best in the world at what they do. For them to be in this product, I think really demonstrates just how far NASCAR's come.
I'm glad that NASCAR, you guys, the developers, can come together and be a part of the game next year.
I met Dale for the first time today. I was a fan of his father's, so it was great to meet Dale Jr. today. Now I have a new NASCAR hero to cheer on.
NASCAR fans appreciate realism, they appreciate authenticity, and that's exactly what Gran Turismo will capture when they have NASCAR. They're going to do it better than anybody's ever done it before. I think they're going to be blown away when they see the quality of the product, and the graphics, and the realism of the driving. Gran Turismo does it like no other company. I know they'll do a great job with NASCAR.
I've always wanted to experience a real live NASCAR race in Texas, experience the real NASCAR. This is my first time at a NASCAR race, and it's very exciting. I'm struck by the sheer number of spectators and the immense scale of the track, how modern and impressive the facilities are here. I'm also very impressed with all the racing teams, how professional they are. It's all incredibly amazing, especially when you realize that a race of this immense scale takes place every week.
It's like being in the presence of a master artist. To see him take NASCAR and really take it all in as the first time he's ever been to a NASCAR event and translate that into the game is going to be really spectacular. It's really that next step for us, the best depiction of what NASCAR cars are in any driving game today. Ultimately, we'll expose NASCAR to a very broad gaming fan base. Hopefully we'll create some new fans from that, and they'll start to follow NASCAR from week to week, so that's very cool for the future.
What is the fastest car on Earth? Regulations continue to hold back all racing cars throughout the world, even at the highest tiers of racing today. But what if there was a machine that knew no bounds?
世界一速いレーシングカーでトップスピードもすごく伸びるようなものにしたい。
To drive upon the Earth at the fastest speed.
I mean, I think one possibility there is to go back to the chaparral type solution.
The idea of a fan car was once banished and locked away, ironically because of its single-minded focus on pure speed. The cutting edge of today's technology merged with this forbidden concept. This is the X1.
Since PlayStation 1 and then PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, so all of them I was a huge fan and yeah, enjoyed all of the games. Yeah, I mean the car looks very cool first of all, but you know, it's very good to drive as well. The handling is fine, so it's just right. It's not out of balance. You know, in other cars, you sometimes have the feeling, it's a bit lazy or it's too aggressive. You can't really put it on the track, but here the balance is just right. And as I said, the grip is a new dimension. So all of that makes it so enjoyable. Yeah, it was going too quick. I thought, okay, you know, we're talking about speeds around 400 and so on, but I went around Nürburgring, I think, the first time, and I was, well, you know, straight away 20 or 30 seconds quicker than I was in the real Formula 1 car. So it was quite a surprise how fast the car is, but you really need to get into it, you know, how late you can brake and then still how fast you can go in the corners. And it's really a very tricky car to drive, but once you find out how it works, it's really a lot of fun.
Pandora's box has been opened. What you see before you is the fastest machine on land, the X1. Its unleashed power will carve out a new legend on the circuit.
It's crazy when you use the VR. It's just like you feel you are there.
I think that's next level stuff.
It gives you a perception that you are actually in the car.
Just naturally see everything how you would if you were driving for reals. You can look at apexes so far in the distance. You overtake a car, you sort of look at it as you go by. You sort of have to turn your head physically to look in the mirror. You look up to look in the central mirror. Then I was turning my head as far as I could to look out the back window.
This is what you're looking for, to have the most accurate simulator.
You could actually improve your race vision using VR because it's so natural, moving your head and everything you see is so smooth.
The tracks are so accurate, it's very good for sight lines. It's going to be much closer to the real thing.
I'm driving this rally car and I'm getting it massively sideways and I'm looking through the passenger side window, and then as the car sort of regains grip and goes straight, I'm looking dead ahead and everything transitions how it would in normal life. Combine that with the steering wheel and pedals, it's the closest thing you've got.
Gran Turismo Sport is gonna bring an absolutely new era of racing.
So sentimental, not sentimental, no romantic, not disgusting.
Buckle up for the most authentic racing experience ever on a handheld as the acclaimed Gran Turismo series races onto the PSP system for the first time ever.
Let's go slowly discouraged, distant from other interests on your favorite weekend.
It's been over 10 years since the first Gran Turismo, and I thought it was about time that I made a compact yet deep Gran Turismo that anyone can just pick up and play.
Running at a super smooth 60 frames per second, Gran Turismo for PSP combines stunning graphics with amazing depth and variety. There are over 800 licensed cars to collect in all, with 35 different tracks and over 60 track layouts to master. Plus, with wireless ad hoc mode, you can challenge your friends anytime, anywhere, with a mix of unique multiplayer racing modes.
There are 3 ways that players can enjoy racing against their friends. The first mode is the standard race, which lets players pick their cars and race head-to-head. The next mode is called Party Race, which gives a head start to certain players to even the playing field and makes races more competitive. And then there's Shuffle Race mode, which changes the car lineup, assigning slower or faster cars to players to even the playing field. I think these modes really maximize the potential of ad hoc and how it lets people interact and have fun with the game.
And there's more to wireless ad hoc mode than just racing. You can trade and share cars with friends to expand your collection. Plus, down the road, you can transfer your car collection over to Gran Turismo 5 for PlayStation 3. Gran Turismo for PSP gives players the full Gran Turismo experience while delivering a brand new twist to the series.
Gran Turismo
for PSP is the latest game in the Gran Turismo series, but being on the PSP, its portability makes it completely different from previous Gran Turismo games. On the PSP, we've designed it to be more of a party game, a brand new way to experience Gran Turismo.
Look for Gran Turismo PSP, October 1st. Enjoy!
PlayStation
easily reach around 400 km per hour on a straightaway.
PlayStation